It's relatively easy to do once you see how to do it once. I actually, on my website, on my blog, I actually have our blog post that step-by-step walks you through how to add those in. And I can include that in the follow-up email if you want. But it's pretty easy to do. So there's like, where I found out about the targeting one is there was a guy who started targeting his roommate with prank ads. Just like really way too specific ads about that one person. But you can start doing things like that and you can do a lot of kind of cool targeting. But the minimum is 20 people. If you are uploading email addresses, keep in mind, not everyone uses that email address for Facebook, right? So if I upload, like one time I uploaded 1,000 emails, I had about 400, now this is real estate agents, about 400 of them were on there. Because real estate agents normally have two, they have personal and work. So, but most of them use their personal email for Facebook, so I have about 400. When I upload general public ones, I normally find it's closer to about 60% will actually have Facebook. And you need at least 20 on there for them to let you target. Yeah.
So you can't use the Facebook email address?
You could, but you'd have to go and like write it, find it, and
yeah, but
yeah.
If you had an assistant going through all of this, they could literally go and if they've got the Rick Surgison .facebook.com or at facebook.com.
Yeah, you could do that.
You can use that and market.
I haven't tried that one, but there shouldn't be a reason you can't. You can also do phone numbers. So if you have all their cell phone numbers, you can upload their cell phone numbers, and if they log into an account that's tied to that number, then they'll see your ad as well. So it's a really effective way to target your database if you want. Keep going. So here's one for connections. You can, and I'm not going to go too much into this, but you can target people who like your page, or friends of people who like your page, or specifically exclude people who like your page. So for instance, I was managing one for an agent who had like 7,000 likes, and almost all of them were other real estate agents. He was doing like 500 deals a year, so everyone wanted to see what he was doing. So we actually started running ads that excluded people who liked his page because most of it were irrelevant to what he was doing. The nice thing if you do friends of people who like your page, when they see the ad, it's going to say, like for instance, it's going to say, Rick likes Just Sell Homes. So every time I run that ad, your friends are endorsing it. So if you like another agent's page, they can run an ad to your friends saying that you like them. So that's why I generally advise not to like other agents' pages in your area if you're just trying to follow what they're doing. Because they can now, I did it a couple times, I just run ads and now they're endorsing me to the public. So it works well, yeah.
So I don't know when, but there was a time where that was a good thing to do.
So it's
endorse other agents in your area and they like you and you like them. And
so the reason people do that is they just want more likes on their page. But essentially that's a vanity metric. Like likes on a page for the most part aren't that valuable.
There was a time when you were setting up your business page, you had to get to 100 likes before they let you secure your name, and they dropped it down and they dropped it down. And I don't think it exists anymore.
So there's also insights. So you can't get analytics until you have, like, I think the number's 30 now.
Yeah,
30 likes until you can start seeing all the data behind it. But just I'd rather ask friends and family than other agents to like my page. But ultimately it doesn't really matter because, again, I don't ever target likes because I don't care about them. So I actually normally just leave the connection one blank. But if you do want to have them endorse it to friends, you can certainly do that if you want. And then here's placement. This is an important one to know. So here's the different places your ads are going to be shown. There's mobile newsfeed, which is where most of your action is going to happen. So it's people on their phone or their tablet looking at your ad. Instagram, obviously, is there too. Instagram, I found, has really good engagement. Click-throughs aren't as great as mobile newsfeed, but it's still good enough to keep. Audience network, I always turn off. What audience network is, like for example, who plays like Candy Crush or something like that? You ever see those ads that pop up? That's the type of thing that's like an audience network ad. And half your clicks are people with like fat thumbs who like go to hit the X and miss. And then they open up your ad and that gets charged as a click. So like, for the most part, I found that audience network ads haven't performed well and there's no point to them. So I actually turn that off most of the time. And then there's desktop newsfeed, which is just in the newsfeed when you're going through, but on a desktop. And then there's desktop right column. Those are just the right side ads. They're very clearly ads. They don't look like a native post. Newsfeed performs twice as well in most of mine. Very rarely do I find that it performs that well. So most of the time I turn off desktop right column. Every now and then I'll go back to turn it on as a test to see how it is. But most of the time, audience network and desktop right column get turned off for me. And then, oh, the other thing, if you have a video, sometimes what you might want to do just to increase people who actually watch it is to send it only to the devices connected to Wi-Fi. Because some people won't watch videos if they're on data because they don't want to run up their plan. So you can only target it to people who are on Wi-Fi because they're more likely to watch the whole thing. For like a regular text-based ad, don't worry about only people connected to Wi-Fi. That's really only relevant if you're doing it for video views. And then your budgeting, if you're doing daily budget, the lowest they'll let you do is about $5 a day. It used to be you could do like $1 or $2 a day, but they've now changed that. Now there's so many people doing it, 5 is the minimum. And how that works is basically they'll let you spend up to 5 every day. So, you know, hypothetically, you might only spend like $4.72 one day. And then other days it's right up to 5. Most of the time you're going to go right up to 5. They're normally going to charge you the full amount, most days. We'll go down.
How long do you run the ads?
Personally, I normally set them to run for that month, but then I go in and depending on
Tweak them.
how they're doing, I might tweak or turn off and restart depending on performance. But I normally have them running about a month. But yeah.
Sorry. Is there an advantage to, if you want to change the image or something, or the message, to start a new ad, or are you just going to just change the image?
So if you go and change anything like that, so text or the image, it's going to wipe all the engagement off it. So it's up to you. I normally like to start a new one just so that it's easier to track the numbers. So I can see like, okay, here's the numbers on this one. When I did it, I changed and now did a new one. Here's the new numbers, and I keep the old ones there separate. But since they wipe all the engagement off anyways, there's not much of a point of keeping, just editing the same one and going. So that, I normally will go switch. If you do lifetime budget, which is just, they will run it on this schedule. So for instance, I might only want this ad to run until Monday, and I want to spend $30. And then that's all I'll have to do there. And now it's only going to run there. But what I can also do is go to ad scheduling and choose which days and which time I actually want these ads to run. So for instance, I only want this to run Thursday to Sunday, because like maybe up here, most of the people that are coming up for a weekend to enjoy the weekend, I want them to consider, well, they're here to buy something. Well, maybe I find that like from a tourist perspective, no one's here Monday to Wednesday, so I'm not going to target them Monday to Wednesday. I'm only going to do the Thursday to Sunday. So it's more for, or the other option there is you only want ads to come in or leads to come in while you're working. So maybe you only have them run like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or whatever time, like 9 to 9, something like that. Ad scheduling I think is mostly for like pizza delivery companies, so like they'll target you for between like 3 and 7, saying what do you want pizza for dinner. But there is still some advantages for real estate for having that. And then don't worry too much about like clicks. Let Facebook choose your bid amount. That's what I found most effective, is just letting them automate your bids, and they'll make sure your ad gets seen. We'll continue. There's a few different ads. I can do a single image of one right now. So the ones that just look like a regular single image, but we'll pick a page. Let's go find mine. So you have a few different options for images. They do have free stock images. They're better than like just crappy photos, but they're not. They're still stock photos. Like if you put in home or sold, you can put up homes with sold signs on them, things like that. Just because it's in here on Facebook doesn't mean it doesn't violate the 20% rule, and they won't penalize you for it. It might still, so you still have to be careful if you're choosing anything with text on it. But for the most part, the only time I use stock photo is if I'm just, because you can upload up to 6 images and it'll rotate them and you can see which one performs better. If I have like 4 images, maybe I'll add a 5th and 6th with stock photo to run for a week to see how it performs against the ones I made. Like if I go over to Canva, I'll show you how quick it is to make a new image for your ad. It's really easy. So it's already automatically built for the right size, and they even have templates here that you can choose from. So for instance, I could just take this one, put it in, and then I just replace the image with something else. So I could go to like a stock photography site and then add in a new image. Or you could use one of theirs that they have for free, or I can grab one that I already have. For instance, just like grab this one for example, and then I'm gonna have to make that smaller, fit better. So like you can see here, like especially against the green, it doesn't stand out that well. So there's an easy way to make something stand out. You go to shapes and add in a little thing. I'd go put this over it. Then put it back behind it. Change the color to like a dark gray. You can actually now make it transparent. So it'll just make it pop a little bit more while not being as visible. So it's just an easy way to make your lettering a little bit stronger without actually having it take over the photo. And another little tip I found that actually has worked with Facebook ads to like get attention is I actually will make this a little bit smaller on the top and bottom and add some white space. And then add some something to draw more attention. So I'll grab a line here. Bring it across. And make it a bright color. So for instance, like make it red. Put one at the top bottom. And this makes it pop a little bit more when it's on the news feed. When you're doing it like this, so when they're scrolling through, it stands out more and they're more likely to stop and actually read your ad. And when you're ready, you just click download. Now that image is ready. And what I'll do sometimes is I'll just do now 4 versions of this exact one. Maybe I'll move like the words around, maybe I'll replace the background picture. I'll just try different variations of it and see what works. So like if I'm running an ad for a month, after a week I'm gonna come back in, see how they're performing with each image, and then turn off the ones that are bad. And so like sometimes I might only leave one on running the rest of the month. Sometimes I'll leave all of them on if they're all performing well. Sometimes I might just shut the whole thing down and start over. It really depends on individual situations. Go to the landing page URL. So here you just put the URL of the page you want them to send them to. So for instance, I'll put in that, say yes, send them here. Give it a sec to load. It's gonna try, like at first it'll just take image off the page. You can see like because I named it Star Group Landing Page, it's just automatically gonna pull it in as the headline. You can change that, don't worry about whatever they pull in. So I'll keep that again consistent with what I was saying on my other page. So like you can see here, the first thing says selling your home ? I'm going to make that the headline here as well, so that then it stays consistent when they come over. And say, by getting a free home evaluation. It's free and comes with no obligations. Make it very simple, and then what I also like to do is add something like click on the image to learn more. Tell them what you want them to do, and I found that the responses get better too. It's like as much as you think like there's no link there in the text, not everyone thinks about, oh, I can click on the image and go. If you just tell them you can either click on the image or click on the learn more button, just telling that one simple thing, it's not a huge difference, but sometimes it's like I can see, 1-2% improvements in ads sometimes, which every little bit adds up and helps. So tell them what you want them to do with the ad, and you can find that results can go up with it. And then go down here. You can also choose what the link displays. So for instance, this link URL is http://justsellhomes.leadpages.co. I can change that. So for instance, I don't want lead pages in there. So I can take that out. I can take out the HTTPS because it's a waste. And now I can choose what's being shown to the person as the link that comes through. Now, they won't let you like completely rewrite it. So like I couldn't now change that to like www.realtor.ca. But as long as it's not hiding where they're going, but you're just cleaning the way it looks, they'll let you change it. So like with lead pages, I always take out the .lead pages part because it doesn't look good. And then when you're ready, one other thing you should do before you go off is just check how it looks on the different options. So like here's how it's going to look on mobile. If you're happy with how it looks there, then you can look, okay, here's how it's going to look on Instagram. And I just left the audience network on so you can see what it looks like, but that's basically what it is. It's that little pop-up that comes up on an app or something like else that you're using, or like sometimes websites, doesn't look great. And then the desktop right column one just looks like that, and you're done. Place order. And now all they're doing is just gonna review it. If it's your first time ever creating an ad, you'll find it might take an hour or two. They say up to 24 hours to approve it. Your first ad usually takes the longest, but normally it's within 15-20 minutes. Now for me, unless I have a lot of text, I'm approved in about a minute or two. But
Wow.
I also run a lot ads a lot, so that it's kind of like building up trust with them that I'm not abusing the system.
person that's reviewing?
Yes and no. So how it works is they have an algorithm that'll basically flag issues. So like if I had just that picture just filled with text, what they're going to do is that the algorithm will say there's a lot of text on there, flag it for review, then a real person looks at it. You can challenge. Like I've appealed ads that they've turned off, and in a couple of days they put them back up for me because they realized I was right and their algorithm was wrong. But you have to know where to go. So there's a support page that between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. there's actually a live chat button. So you can actually go to a live chat with someone from Facebook, and they're normally actually pretty good about it.
We're gonna do
Yeah. So I've spent actually, and the other thing I do when I go in those live chats, then I'll just start asking other questions and try and get information out of them. So once you're in the chat, just start talking. And I've also had them fix bad charges. Like I've been overcharged by Facebook before. Like one time I created an ad, and then I came back a week later, and they had actually recreated that ad 4 times and was running it all at once and charging me my full budget for each one. So after a week, it was $700 bill when it was only supposed to be about $200. So
Did they fix it?
Yep, I went back, took them about 4 days to get back to me, and they refunded all the extra, but my ads had still run that whole time, so I got a lot of extra clicks, a lot of extra impressions, but it was clearly, like they knew it was clearly their fault. So I got the money back.
Wow.
But
So you really have to track it, eh?
You have
So-
to be careful with Facebook, because they charge me once.
So
and I just
with
leave
all
it
of
at
this,
that.
Yeah.
And this might be a completely selfish question, and I don't care what the rest of you think.
Excuse me.
How does this help me? How can you help me do what I want to do? I sell real estate for a living.
Yeah.
There's no frickin' way, and I was going to use a better word, but I won't. I'm going to go online and do all of this. That's not fun for me. Honest to God, it's not.
Yeah.
So how can I use social media, and whomever, you, Dan, I don't care, to help me and my business prosper? I'm not going to do any of this. You're killing me. I'm sitting here
So
for
you hire us to
dying.
do it.
Andrew,
Yeah.
how long would it take you specifically, if Barb was paying
Get her money.
you to train her assistant to do this for her next week? or the week
Depends
after?
on her assistant.
I don't know if I even want to have my assistant
I
do
don't
that,
want-
because
I
then
don't
you're
want to
reliant
do
on your assistant to do it. And if your assistant leaves,
Okay,
I want it
let me
done.
interject,
Paper
because
it,
both
Get it done. That's
Dan
fine.
and Andrew do this.
Yeah.
So if you want to hire them, that's what they're here for. So I'd recommend that at the break or later
Yeah.
on, speak to Dan and speak to Andrew and
Yeah.
figure out who is best to help you do
but
what
how
you're
do you
doing.
know who's best when you don't even know what they're talking about?
They will know. They'll ask you a few
We're the
questions.
best.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
whoa, just a minute, Bart. Some people blog, I do that, you don't. Some people knock on doors. right?
Or does
Some-
that?
Right, like everybody has their own way
I
of
do that.
marketing.
Or John,
So this
I
is
get that.
Another way
Yeah.
of marketing.
This-
It doesn't mean it's a blanket for everybody.
No,
It's
I
like
listen to
blogging's
my
not
daughter,
going-
and
So-
social media is huge. Huge
So,
with the
you know,
millennials.
if you
But you
choose
don't
not
need
to
it.
and do any of it, you don't do it.
Like, you don't need to be on every social platform either. Like, even if you're really good at Facebook, you can completely let every other one go. It
I
doesn't
agree.
matter. It's just one way to build
I
business. For
agree.
me, I built my business off Facebook and blogging, and it works really well for me. But you could just
Not for
easily do a
everybody.
cold calling. You can just easily do a door knocking. It's just one way to do it.
I get that, but
Yeah.
those are dinosaur obsolete, really, honestly.
Yeah.
If you
So it's
enjoy
not
it,
No.
Yes,
So
it
you
is.
either hire
No.
someone and embrace it, or
Yeah.
you don't do it.
Yeah.
That's your two options.
It's simple, it's a choice.
I get all of that, I understand.
And whether you choose
I
to do
will-
it or not, and
I
if you
know
choose.
what I wanna do, I just know that I won't be the one taking that URL and clicking and cutting and pasting, and I
But you know
won't.
what?
But
I
if you-
might not
But I
either,
will
but I'm
hire
telling
somebody,
everybody.
I got that, I will, it's like clean my house, I don't do toilets. So I will hire somebody who can do that for me, but how do you know who to hire and what questions to
Okay.
ask?
Are you
That's
gonna get
easy.
to, are you gonna get to
Yeah.
the point where you're gonna talk about cost if we wanted to hire you?
If there's time at the end where we can meet after, but normally I don't build
Okay.
time for that because that's not why.
So it's a question afterwards.
Andrew, how much longer for this segment?
I'm good now for Danny to jump in.
Okay,
and
because we
do
get a
live.
15-minute break.
Yeah, if you want.
People need the water and a walk around and so on.
It's really hard.
Is it cold back there now, or it's still hot? Okay.
They're on their way.
So, they're on their way, we want to cool you off, which is awesome. So Andrew just did the more hands-on technical Facebook, and if you thought that was like dry, wait till I get into, no seriously, wait till I get into the Google part. So what I did was it's real bad, it's just, it's
We'll be getting
broken.
it early.
So what I did was I pre-recorded from beginning to end, starting and creating a Google ad from scratch. So you and your admin can just watch that, pause and play, and I explain each step as we go.
Bless your heart.
So it's foolproof. So I'm not going to drill you on that right now with doing a more hands-on Google because it is so technical. I might as well show you how to write DOS script. And I don't even know that.
So now we can go drink and we'll just watch the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll definitely cut that part shorter because you'll get more benefit from it.
video?
I'm going to email it to you. So if you haven't handed in your card, pass your cards forward. That way, make sure you get it. I know.
I don't have a clear reason.
Cool. Okay, I'll just let that pass up.
Write it on a piece of paper and that's all.
Oh yeah, if you don't have a card, just write it on a note. There's no pad for you. Just put your name. Just put your name and email. That's all I really.
Today, right?
I just put my name down, is that okay?
Cool.
Put on your card too, then bring your card.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Sue, can you pass this up to Danny? Just use
Thank you.
Here you go.
This used to start with C.
I'm not giving it.
Oh, give me that email. Yeah.
I passed along a notepad, somebody's name goes to the last star invitation. I don't know who it belongs to, I just happened to be circulated, because somebody in this room probably, somebody's writing, I don't recognize who's writing this, but I picked it up at another star invitation, and it's just been, make its way around. So, hopefully you'll find it, and it's yours. It's just some notes from a previous star invitation. It's a notepad with somebody's notes. And it was, you need to pass it on to you. So pass it around, it belongs to somebody, and if it's yours, just grab it.
Yeah, that would be cool. Thank you.
It's high check.
Okay, so one part that I don't have pre-recorded is I want to show you about, because the question was brought up about that Google remarketing stuff, and I'm going to show you an example of how I use it, not how I set it up, because like you guys don't want to get bored like that, but I want to show you why I set it up and the ways that I use Google remarketing.
Why we should watch the video.
Yeah, why you should, well the video doesn't go into Google remarketing because it's really technical.
Okay.
So if you guys want to do Google remarketing, then it's definitely something I can help you out with hands-on, and we can get it done in under 45 minutes. And you don't even have to know what I'm doing. Okay. So Google remarketing looks like this. So every quarter, like you guys, most of you are on my email list. How many times have I emailed you in a year? Exactly, like less than 3. Yeah, no, not at all. I hardly email you guys at all. And then, so same thing with my marketing. I do very little marketing. Like I do very, very little marketing. It's more like once a quarter I'll just shake the tree and see what falls. Let an ad run for like 3 weeks, couple weeks. And then I won't do any more advertising again for another quarter, because I built up an audience of people that, who I hope know me, like me, and trust me, so I don't always have to hammer them over the head of like Dan Wood coaching, Dan Wood coaching. So just once in a while, I'll reshape the tree. So this ad ran from, let me zoom in because I know you can't see at the back. So this ad ran for May 26th to June 6th. I got 77 clicks, which the purpose of Google remarketing isn't to get clicks. It's all about rebranding. Because the people aren't going to click. If they didn't have any interest in your website or the product the first time, why are they going to click a second time and re-register? So the reason why you use Google remarketing is to remind people who you are and what you do. To bring them back to your website if you're lucky. So I had 77 people come back, but I didn't even care for that. What I really cared about is this number right here. It says 20,000. So I had 20,000 impressions. That's the value. I didn't even care about the clicks. I was just going for the impressions. And the total cost for that whole period of time was $95. So for $95, I reinforced with my sphere who I am and what I do. 95 bucks. I got 77 people to my website, but more importantly, I had 20,000 reminders.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. So if you had an audience of all your database, because you can target by email with this Google remarketing, you can target anybody who's visited your website. So if they go to your website, Google will put a cookie on your computer, and any computers that have those cookies will then see your ad. So this is the ad that I showed my people. So all different sides. It's really blurry because it's just a preview, but it says one-on-one coaching. So for you, it would have your picture and it said Oshawa Real Estate, because you're really just branding your face with the term, the city, and the real estate. So Barrie Real Estate and Oakville Real Estate or whatever. So that you would have the city, the word real estate, and your face, and you're just trying to rebrand them, who you are and what you do. So these are the different images that they saw. One of the more popular ones would be these banner-looking ones. So these long, narrow ones, and they get placed right on YouTube. So when a person is on YouTube watching videos, my ads would appear on YouTube. Right before they watch the video, yeah.
No, you're targeting agents, right?
Yeah, so for me, I was targeting agents who either went to my website before, brokeragenation.com, or I had them on my email list.
Right.
So you could target people who have gone to your website, and because you can create rules in Google remarketing that if they see my seller page, tag them as a seller. If they look at a condo, tag them as a condo buyer. If they look at my leasing page, tag them as a renter. And it will create the different audiences. So in the spring market, I won't have to market to everybody. I could exclude the renters and just target the people who have seen my house value page. So it's really neat how when you drive traffic to your website, if you're driving it to your house value page and people don't fill in the form, you might as well at least put a cookie on their computer, and that's done through Google remarketing. And then in the future, you have up to 540 days, I think it is, to run ads for those people. And you can set the limits. So I can say, all these people, I want them to see my ad for the next month. I want to spend $100, and I don't want them to see my ad more than 4 times a week. So you can set the frequency. Because have you ever seen an ad over and over and over and you just hate the advertiser because it's so annoying? You can set those limitations so it's more spread out. And you don't let it run for an entire year, because if they see the same ad for an entire year, those clicks are going to go down, Google's going to stop getting paid, and they're just going to stop showing your ad altogether. That's why every quarter I'll run a new set of ads. So for you guys, it could be one quarter is about house values, and then another quarter is about the buyer seminar or something that you have coming up. A really neat one would be just listed, just sold. So every time you get a brand new listing, you would just change the photo. Instead of the picture of me, it would be a picture of the property and then me in front of it, and just listed another one. And you're constantly reminding people of all the properties that you're listing. And most of you have on your website a featured page. So if you have www.danwood.com/featured, like you guys normally have a featured page that just has your listings on it, right? All of my marketing usually drives to that page, if it's specific about a listing, because if I use the URL of the actual listing, if you do a price change, which isn't happening now, but back in the day when you guys had to do price changes, you would take it off the market and put it on the market as a new listing. Well, guess what? That changes all the URLs because it's a brand new listing. It's not the same MLS number at all. So if I was using that old MLS number, I'd have to go back into all my advertising and change the links. So I just drive everybody to the featured page on my website, and I don't have to manage it at all because it will just update with the new listing. So you could have just listed, and you have all your new listings, and just set it up where maybe you do run it like every other month, maybe more frequently than quarterly. So maybe every other month you do just listed, just listed, just listed, just listed. And it's such a gentle, soft reminder. I mean, you're going to spend $100 on direct mail. You might as well throw it on here and virtually direct mail to people. And they're just going to see your ads everywhere. Like they're going to see your ad on CNN. They're going to see your ad on Kijiji. They're going to see your ad everywhere they're looking. It's going to be there based on because they've been to your website or you have their email.
So this is exactly like Agent Locator's tag marketing.
That's what it is. They're using
it. So these are just different companies are doing this, but then upselling the.
Agent Locator just calls it tag marketing, but it's Google remarketing. They're doing it's Google remarketing.
And they're just charging you to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Agent Locator has a thing called tag marketing, and you can pay a fee, but really they're taking your money and then keeping a percentage and then putting the rest into Google remarketing, because that's what it's done through, is done through Google remarketing.
For the YouTube banner ads, that's remarketed only like to people that visit your site as well, like by the tag, or is that just, can you do that geographically, I guess is my question.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, all this can be done based on the geographics. So you can say the people in Oshawa, or you can do it based on the postal code. So you can get right down to the nitty gritty. Or you could do just generally everybody who's ever been to my website. So there's different ways to skin the cat. I guess it depends what the ad is and why you're running it.
I can't believe an animal lover just said that.
I know.
I don't know what these terms are.
Yeah. So I just wanted to cover that on the Google remarketing. It can be set up for you in like 45 minutes. I mean, the images, the thing that takes the most time is creating all these different images because it's like 15 different sizes. So what we want to do is send it off to somebody on Fiverr or something and have it done for us. And then we connect, yeah.
Google now actually has a tool that will scrape your website and create a banner ad for you. Based on like images and the way your website's set up, they'll actually make a banner ad for you in the actual.
Nice, I haven't tested that.
It's brand new. So the guy showed it to me because he called me like, you know what, I'll call you and be like, we want to help you improve your ad.
Yeah.
So I actually took one of those calls one time and showed me this tool. It just scrapes your site for all the images in the worth and builds you like 10 samples and you pick which one you want.
Oh, cool. Can you forward the link and we'll send it to the group? Cool. And to keep it simple for you guys, you could just email us like your headshot and your team name and stuff, and then we'll get the ads made up for you using our designer.
So Dan, would it be better if, like, some of us that are running an Agent Locator, would it be better to run the tag marketing or do something independent?
Well, I would do something independent because you're putting all the money into Google, whereas with Agent Locator, they've got to make a profit.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not against Agent Locator. I've sent them so many people, so I'm fine with like taking some business away from them because you got to pay them like whatever their markup is. Say it's 20%, but then because they're Ontario based, they're charging you tax too. Whereas you could just throw it all into Google. So that was $97 that I spent went all right to Google. Yeah, $95.90. But if I was using tag marketing, it probably would have been like 125 plus tax for the same number. Yeah, because it's the same thing. They're just using Google remarketing.
Okay, can I just comment on that? Because I did tag marketing with Agent Locator 3 years ago. In fact, Lee, Laura, and myself did that. And it was understand that we all had Dean Jackson sites were unbranded. So what happens, with pay-per-click, a prospect would go to the Dean Jackson site and get information about North York, Oakville, Burlington, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the next day, they'd see ads of Lee, Zan, or Laura pop up as appropriate. And it worked quite well for the first year. What happened was if you don't have enough leads coming, because it's a numbers game, the value for us of the tag marketing or remarketing declined because it was a distinct proportion. If you got 1,000 clicks and you got X amount of leads back from your tag marketing. As the leads declined, it became not worthwhile doing.
That's why I like targeting your sphere, because you're not trying to get more leads. You're trying to just build a mind share of the leads and contacts that you already have. So it's just leveraging a different side of the business, but using a new technology.
So are you paying per click or per impression, or do you have the choice?
You have the choice when you set it up with Google. I forget what I set up for here. I probably set it up.
By impression.
I don't know how I set this one up, to be honest.
Because if you can do it by click, knowing that most people are going to, oh, there's Rick's face again, they're not going to click on it. And if you're doing it per click.
Yeah, but Google knows how to make their money, so they're just going to charge you more per click, maybe. So I'd like to split test it and see, but I'm pretty sure it would still. So it cost me $1.25 per click,
Right.
and that's pretty realistic for any other type of Google marketing. So I'm pretty sure if I did like an ad for 2 weeks for paid on impressions, and an ad after that for 2 weeks paid on click, I bet it would average it about the same. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of give you an overview because we talked about that. Now, normally I end off with this session because it's more upbeat and refreshing, because when we get into the hands-on Google and Facebook, it's kind of like dry, and especially when you're in a desert heat at the back of the room, it can be real exhausting. But the reason I started off with this today is because one of our members had to leave early and I didn't want her to miss the sizzle, and that's what this is. So I thought, what if we do a recap where I run down, but instead of the Danny Wood show, I would love to hear how you guys plan on using these tools, because then what your scenario of how you might use it might inspire somebody else to be like, oh yeah, we could use it for that. That's an awesome idea. So, under the stock photography, there's the 3 options. The first one was the paid one, and the other 2 were free. Regardless, definitely do the 2 free ones. I highly recommend you all do this one that you pay one-time fee for. Now, who had an idea of like, oh, I could probably search for these images, or what? Okay.
Well, my aha with that is that I saw one of those, wonderful deals that, for $39 you had unlimited, and I paid it, but when I went and looked at the images, it was kind of like, yuck. So I paid $39 for images that I wouldn't use. And from what you've got on those images, yeah, they've got some pretty good high-resolution modern stuff. What I ended up paying $39 for was pretty dated. Like, if you put in computer, you probably would have seen a big, huge monitor with, so I liked that, and that's worthwhile. If there's that many images for $89 for the rest of my life, I can do that one.
And they're always adding more.
Yeah.
So a good example was, I searched in mobile phone one time, or iPhone.
I could probably find the one I signed up for, but I wasn't impressed in the end.
Smartphone and vector. So look at all these phones that are already done up. So in the Powtoon, you could have, just download the iPhone, for example, have it pop up, and on the phone, you could superimpose your website. So it looks like your phone is on the app. What other images would you guys want to download? Or did you see potential in using that stock photography?
Photos to use in Canva
Yep,
for
absolutely.
Instagram or Facebook posts.
Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. So that's pretty self-explanatory, the stock stuff, you would download it. So for the Canva, there was the 2 things where it creates the canvases based on if it's Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest, it'll make the right size canvas. But the other one, don't forget, was it had the
Video.
Canva doesn't have video. Canva had the second part for Canva was it had the feature sheets done for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you guys see yourself using Canva?
Well, I love the template idea.
Yeah.
Creating the template and just being able to, which I do already, but I've got kind of 2 different plans that I do myself.
Yeah.
And I have to design it myself, so I love the fact that I can manipulate it according to the property,
Yep.
and it's nice and easy.
And you can create your own templates too. So right here is like, these are all the ones that I've done recently. So you can have this one saved as a template, just listed by Dan Wood, and then you just throw the new photo in the background. Yeah, so you could use their templates, but then you could have somebody in-house, like your own admin, designer, whoever, or yourself, if you want to play around with it, and create a little image like this and just save it going forward.
I use it to do newspaper ads too, because you can custom do the size.
Anything, yeah. Oh, okay, good point. So if you want a wonky size, you would use custom dimensions, and then you would literally just type in like 8.5 inches by 11 inches, or whatever the size is that you need. And, oh, they have it here, inches. 8 by 11 inches, equal design. And there's a 8.5, 11 sheet of paper. And then you can design it the size you need. So yeah, good idea about the newspaper ads that you guys do. You could even have it done up for your Google remarketing ads, because if you were to change the images based on new listings, yeah.
I was just thinking, can you also utilize these if you're gonna be making like rebranding, doing new signs and stuff like that? So you could send these to your graphic designer and say, look, this is what I want you to work with, these are my ideas, and you can just kind of polish it up.
Totally, you could use it as a mock-up.
Because trying to have that conversation with some of these people is a really challenging exercise.
Yeah, for sure.
Or client parties, use those.
Client
templates.
parties, absolutely.
Like
I don't
for
know.
events and things like invitations.
Let me see under,
They have invitation, like a ton of stock invitations that you can just go in and change the words.
yeah.
Nice.
And then every holiday, every year, they release like a new batch of Christmas one, Easter one.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And like July, well, for them it's July 4th, but like a ton of stuff like that. They just every new possible holiday, they unleash a bunch of.
Well, what about the anniversary of the day that they moved in? Like, rather, you know,
They probably don't have a stock, hey, moved in a year ago one, but you just take one of their other.
Well, that's what I'm saying, you take one of those ones and then
Just change the
customize,
style.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That way it's personal for them.
I use it to make banners in my MailChimp newsletter too. Pretty check.
Brilliant, yeah, so if you guys do mass email and you mass email people
Yeah.
and you need an image, you could use it for that.
So what I've been doing recently, just an idea about this anniversary thing, house anniversary thing, do you guys take pictures of your clients in front of their house when they buy
I
it?
do, yeah,
Yeah. Why don't you just put a big picture on the banner of the actual letter?
yeah.
You can just superimpose it into the letter and then just,
Yeah.
that's the best, I think. I think you do that.
Wow, that's a great idea.
Well, that's a good idea.
And then scrolling down, so the audio library on the YouTube, there was the free one, and then, so there's the free one, and then there's the popular music. So there are good free ones on here, but technically you really should only be using them on YouTube. You won't be able to use them on Facebook. On the popular music, that's amazing that we can use Justin Bieber and other stuff, but it'll only work on YouTube. So is anybody using audio right now in their videos, or what are you guys using? So where are you getting your sources from?
It's stock. Like I use Animoto and I use the stuff that comes with theirs.
Okay, so he's paying monthly for Animoto. Who else is doing video? Yeah.
I bought some royalty, I paid some, bought a pack of royalty-free music.
Oh, okay, so where was that and how much?
I got it from Sony, it was expensive at the time, like
So we can just
$25.
hire it from you?
Pardon?
So we can just hire it from you?
I'm easy going, but anyway, just a whole bunch of, all kinds of different categories, different styles, different lengths, and different loops.
And was it worth it?
That's all I ever use.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
fantastic, yeah. You ever
So-
seen any of my videos, it's some of that stuff, yeah.
Okay, so that might be something for others to know about. So it's Sony royalty free.
Well, I'd have to look now, it's a couple of years, I bought this, I updated my Sony editing software, and they said, you wanna buy this royalty-free package for $20? I said, sure, why not? It was
Okay.
hours of music.
Yeah, that's cool to look into.
And,
Yeah.
last year Chuck had told us when he was working on some of this, that on Facebook, you'll get more exposure if you do videos. So what I do now with every listing, is I go into YouTube, I do the create slideshow. I take some of their stock music that they have there,
Yeah.
just to create a Facebook post.
Yeah.
So it literally takes me 45 seconds.
Oh, totally. Okay.
And then I put the tags, of course, to the post, the YouTube page.
So I'm going to zoom into Facebook here. Hopefully this works.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
It literally takes seconds, because you just go into YouTube, click
Great
create
idea.
video, use their music,
Yeah.
and you get higher ranking on Facebook.
And you just take a video, quick video of the house?
No, it's photos. You just post
Oh.
in your
Like a slideshow,
photos and it
yeah.
creates
Okay,
a video,
gotcha.
a slideshow.
Why not send it to a landing page for your listing instead?
Well, if
she
you have
would.
time, but I do it the minute I get the pictures, because it literally takes me a minute to do it. And then it looks like a video, and I get remarkable engagement on that and shares that I don't get on a still photo.
Mark, are you able to organize the photo in the in the,
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can- you
can.
choose
You
the
can drag
order.
them. It's really, if go on YouTube and go to.
I'm trying to do it
slideshow.
right now, if my screen would, it's not loading. If I want to let this load in the background, hopefully it works. But when you go to your, how you do it, guys, is you go to your business page, and it's where you do a post. Yeah. So you don't do this from your personal page, what she's talking, well, I guess you could, maybe. Did you? You did it from your personal page? Anyways, you don't want to do that. Do it from your business page.
No,
Go-
I do it from YouTube, and then I capture the link and I put it in
The
on
personal
Facebook.
page.
yeah, is that, that's bad news.
Oh, I thought you were, okay,
I'm not doing it as an ad. I'm doing
Okay.
it free.
so,
Pay attention.
okay.
You're not
I
part
wanna-
of Facebook police, are you?
No. I just want to be on the same page because we're talking about two different things and people don't know it. So if you go to your Facebook business page and you go create a post, there's an option for you to create a slideshow, a movie slideshow, and you can just load the four or six photos directly from your phone. I did this with a girl. So she had an exclusive listing. She didn't have a virtual tour done or anything, and she went to her Facebook business page, uploaded the photos, and created a slideshow. And Facebook made the movie. It took the photos and photo 1, photo 2, photo 3, and it made a little movie for her. And we did, after it was posted, underneath in the description had a link to the free Google form that we created, driving about that exclusive listing, because it wasn't on the MLS. So we used Google Forms. And then she did an ad on Facebook. So we did the one for video views, which is awesome, except for if you've ever looked at a video on your phone on Facebook, as soon as the video's done, it moves on to the next video. So the people don't
Yeah, that's
actually.
the problem with that, yeah.
So that's the problem with it. So it was great. It was great because we got like 6,000 views.
Hits.
6,000 views on that video.
Wow.
And it cost like under $20 for 6,000 views, which
Wow.
is like less than a penny a view, which is unbelievable. Now, if the goal was to get traffic to the website, it was a failure because people couldn't even click. It just auto-played to the next thing. But I was thinking that's a really good branding tool for you guys to just target your sphere of influence, just list it. It's like an 8-second video, just listed boom, 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 boom. And you pay for video views. You're not expecting them to go to your website because you're targeting them by email anyways. You've already got their email.
Can you, I forget the name of the program that puts words on the photos, could you?
And caption.
Canva. So if you use Canva and put up your 6 images and put kitchen, next picture, bathroom, next
Or
picture,
website.
just
Your
like,
website.
and your website, and then the last one could be contact info. Save all those images individually, then go to Facebook and create the slideshow using those, and it would have the subtitles built right in.
Will the 20% rule apply to that too? Do you think?
I think it does on the screenshot of the video. Yeah, but in the video itself, it's hard to gauge because it's a video, right? So if you had all the real text at the back, like your name, phone number, and brokerage stuff, but you can just put that in the description.
If we're going forward, now that Facebook is allowing you to upload videos directly and doing things like this slideshow, they may be less inclined, or they may have a harsher look at YouTube video links.
Yeah, oh, right, so they absolutely hate YouTube.
Okay.
So if you have, you guys get your virtual tours and it might automatically get uploaded to your YouTube, a lot of that happens.
Right, yeah.
And then you guys will take that YouTube link and put it on Facebook. If you took that YouTube link, put it on Facebook and did an ad, and then you also did another ad just directly uploading the video to Facebook, the video that you uploaded on Facebook is going to get way more exposure.
Really?
Way more exposure.
And then I think that's what Mark was talking about initially, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah, so you would be better to make the video however you're making it and save it and then upload it directly to Facebook instead of using the YouTube link. Shy away from using YouTube links on
FaceTime?
what? Oh, off question. He asked what's FaceTime, and that's
Would that be well to do it? I use FaceTime a lot. I'm not FaceTime, QuickTime.
oh, however you get things done.
Yeah, doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you upload a Facebook video and embed it into a blog?
Yes. Absolutely.
That would be something I'd love to know.
Totally. Oh, so if my Facebook would work, because I'm still, you know what? Let me close this.
I have an account with Vimeo. Is that a good thing to do or not?
You have a what?
I have an account with Vimeo.
Vimeo. So Vimeo is the competitor to YouTube.
Yeah.
So the pros to Vimeo is that it looks better. The cons to Vimeo is Google owns YouTube. So I think it's ideal to be wherever Google is. For sure. So that's why everything I put is on
Google
YouTube.
sucks, you know?
Google does
They
suck.
really do.
But you were just saying it's better.
But so the reason why people choose Vimeo is because the player is cleaner, it looks more professional,
It's very.
and you have more advanced features that
I
are,
pay $60 a year for it, and it's really good.
yeah.
It's excellent.
So use what you're happy with. If all your content's there, I would keep it there. But if you're starting from scratch, I would still recommend YouTube because like if a person does a Google search, YouTube videos are coming up in the search results. Not a lot of Vimeo videos are. They are, but YouTube videos come up way more than anything else. So Facebook's not letting me load.
You want to try loading through my phone? I've got lots of data. Make a hotspot, it'll probably be faster. I could go Pokemon going all month, I'd never run out of data.
Question?
Yeah, so just to clarify, you're saying
Pokemon, so
Facebook instead of YouTube if you're going to be doing a post on Facebook to make a slideshow?
Yeah. So if you're going to do
Sorry,
anything.
and can you do that if you're not using your business page? Can you still do that using a personal page?
It's still always better to use a personal. Oh,
So you can use personal page to create a slideshow Facebook video on Facebook?
yeah,
Dig.
yeah. Could you guys hear the question or? Did you...
No, they didn't.
So he asked, do you have to upload the video and create it through the business page? And I'm pretty sure you can, I know you can upload video on the personal. I don't know if it'll do the animated slideshow part.
I've never uploaded video on my business page, it's always on my personal page.
Right, and so he was asking if you could do it on the personal, because he'd rather.
That's all I've ever done.
Right, okay.
But
Oh,
a Facebook video to make a slideshow for a just listed?
Yeah, just go on
Yeah,
the
just
page.
click it on, just slide
And
the
they'll be on your
file.
business page also.
Oh, this is the Facebook.
Slideshow,
video.
though,
I don't-
exactly.
I
I'm
don't-
saying
Yeah.
Facebook video.
Oh.
I don't see an option.
And you're saying you can do that, and that is the preference?
I don't know if you can do a slideshow on your personal, but I know you can upload a video directly to personal, that's what I was saying you have to.
I
But
cheated on that.
you were saying you upload, 5 images of that listing.
You can do that on your business page, I don't know if you can do it on your personal.
If you do it on your business page, then just share it.
No, okay, I can answer that right now, you can't do it on your personal, because I'm looking at it.
Okay, so you have to use
Under the
this.
setting, under the setting
Okay.
on the side, it
Samara,
doesn't
you
say I
do
want to
this.
make a slideshow presentation.
Here, I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna go to a fake business page that I created,
Okay.
and then here's a video that we did that wasn't it. Oh, here's a good example. Okay, 6,000 views. And that's the video right there, it's just sliding through.
Created on Facebook.
Created on Facebook. So what we did was we went to the top here where it says write something, and we wrote photo over video, and then it gives you all these options, and it was create slideshow right here.
Okay, I think that's on your personal page.
Is it on your personal one too?
And I just flukingly came, try your personal page,
I've seen that on personal.
and then it's over in the settings section. It's not even where you add a photo. It doesn't give you the option there. It gives you the option over in one of the drop-down menus. And it says somewhere, I want to make a slideshow.
Maybe settings?
One of them did.
I don't know, you'd have to.
I'll go and look and find out, because I came across it accidentally, and I thought, oh,
But if-
okay.
If Google doesn't like Facebook, you probably couldn't Google it, could you?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
Google. You don't confuse people.
You could Google anything in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
On your private page, you can do a live video.
So here, I'm gonna make a fake listing video for you guys, okay? So we're gonna do, I went to my business page, and then I'm updating the status, so I'm hit photo video, and it has all these options. Upload one that's already done, create a photo album, I don't want that, create a photo carousel, I don't want that. I wanna do the slideshow, it makes a little mini movie, so I'm gonna hit that. And then image duration, we're gonna say we'll do 2 seconds per image. We want to make it a rectangle, because you could do it for Instagram as well. You could create it right in Instagram. Music, they got some already built in, so I'll do, I don't know what sounds good, but I wonder.
Coffee house.
coffee house.